get your beats.
Alright YouTube, so first things first, what you want to do is you want to pick the hair out first. Make sure everything is nice and picked out because you don't want to start cutting on a sloppy canvas. You want to make sure everything is picked out nice and neat before you actually start cutting. Alright you guys, so check this out. I'm gonna start by cutting the hair down. Now, my client wanted a afro, right? He showed me a picture of an afro, but here's the thing, he has an undercut, alright? So it was kind of hard to keep the afro, so I told him that he had to get basically a high top. So right now you see me trying to, shape this afro just to see if I could pull it off. But as the video keeps going, you're gonna see me just go right in, transition into that high top look. So right around this area where the undercut was, I'm basically picking out the bottom hairs, and I'm just gonna try to blend the bottom hairs into that high top. So I'm gonna give my client a drop fade, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to debulk by using my one guard with the lever fully open, and I'm just gonna go in that drop fade shape. So after picking the hair out, I'm basically just gonna do a freehand trim right at that ridge where he had the undercut, just to kind of build some shape and get everything to flow together. Next, using my Babyliss FX trimmers, I'm gonna set in my bald line. Now, when I set this bald line in, I'm gonna set it and I'm gonna drop it in the back, making sure I keep this bald line as low as possible. Next, using my Stylecraft Instinct with the lever fully open, I'm going up about a ½ inch, making sure that I go over that guideline multiple times and brushing the hair down as I go. just because I use that one guard to debulk doesn't mean I don't go back with it, basically just to set in my guideline. All right, so now I'm going back with the one guard with the lever open, going up about a 1/2 inch, making sure that, you know, I keep going over that guideline multiple times, and not everything is up and down motion. All right, sometimes you're gonna have to go from side to side. Sometimes you're gonna have to go in weird directions, basically to get that hair down to that one guard length. So what I'm gonna do right now is with the comb, I'm basically gonna bring those hairs down just to get everything to flow. I still see that line right there at the parietal ridge. So I'm gonna cover it by kind of combing that hair down, and then I'm gonna clean it up with the one guard going with the grain. So before I go in with the one guard and go with the grain, I'm gonna maintain my shape by setting my lever fully closed and basically shaping the afro up at the top. So next, with the one guard with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now keep in mind, this is not gonna take out that middle line. It's basically just gonna soften it up so you could come behind it and clean it up easier with the next step. Now with the zero guard fully closed in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now keep in mind, this is probably gonna be the longest process of it all right? Because you gotta really pay attention to what you're doing, and you're using your corners the entire time. You're not using that full blade. Even though it looks like I'm using that full blade, I'm really not. I'm really being careful on how I flick out, how much I go up. This is a tedious moment that needs detailing. This is actually the detail before actually detailing it all. So in a lot of cases, that zero guard close just can't get that middle line out, all right? In that case, I go with my lever fully open and I'm using my corners, basically just detailing, same thing I would if I was to put on the zero guard with the lever closed. It's basically the same thing. You just got, you know, you're just using the lever open at this point, just kind of getting in those hairs that didn't quite make it in the zero guard close. Next, with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, the same way I did the zero guard close is the same way I'm gonna attack this bottom line with the lever closed, using my corners the entire time. And if I decide to go up any more over that bottom line, I'm gonna adjust my lever as I go up. honestly, this is where you basically separating yourself from just being an average barber, all right? You detail your work, all right? Right now, I'm just going with the grain, trying to get that middle, that top line out as much as possible. And I'm just gonna go in and kind of use corner work, all right? I also like to utilize my mirror. The mirror shows you a different perspective on the blend that you can't see just head on, all right? So make sure to utilize the mirror as well as just resting your eyes, man. Like my eyes, because it's so an impeccable blend, you know, I sometimes get caught in the sauce. So it doesn't hurt to just rest your eyes to get a different perspective on the blend and just detail by using your corners. Now, when it comes to preparing my front line, what I like to do is I like to comb the hair down and take that front line down to a 1.5, all right? That is the safest way you could just get the crispiest lineup possible. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like you too. This is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official 360 Jeezy and my Instagram is 360 Jeezy. But it's your boy 360 Jeezy, and I'm out of here.